The year was 2157. Humans had spread across the solar system. They built cities on Mars and mining stations on the moons of Jupiter. Spaceships moved between planets carrying people and supplies. But in all their travels, humans had never met aliens. Captain Ethan Miller stood on the bridge of the U.S. Intrepid. The exploration ship was the pride of the United Earth Space Force. Its mission was to check out strange energy readings near Neptune. Captain Miller was tall with gray at his temples. He had been in space for 20 years. "Science Officer Garcia, what do you think about these readings?" he asked. Lisa Garcia looked up from her screen. Her dark eyes were serious. "Captain, I've never seen anything like this. The energy pattern doesn't match any known natural phenomenon." "Could it be another human ship?" Miller asked. Garcia shook her head. "No human technology creates this signature." The bridge grew quiet. Everyone knew what that might mean. "Plot a course to investigate," Miller ordered. "All stations on alert." The U.S. Intrepid changed direction. Its powerful engines pushed it toward the mystery. The crew was excited but nervous. If this was what they thought it might be, history was about to change forever. 6 hours later, they saw it. A ship unlike any human vessel. It was smooth and curved with strange lights pulsing along its hull. "Alien," whispered Communications Officer Ben Hayes. "It's really alien." Captain Miller straightened his uniform. "Open all communication channels. Send greetings in all formats." Hayes worked quickly at his station. "Broadcasting universal greeting package, sir. Math sequences, simple images, basic language patterns." Minutes passed. The alien ship did nothing. "They're scanning us," Garcia reported. "Intense energy beams sweeping our hull." Miller nodded. "Let them look. We have nothing to hide." The alien ship suddenly lit up bright. Its shape seemed to change. "Captain," shouted Defensive Systems Officer Paul Wright. "They're powering weapons." "That's impossible," Miller said. "They can't possibly see us as a threat." A beam of blue light shot from the alien vessel. It hit the Intrepid's port side. The ship shook hard. "Shields failing." Wright yelled. That was no warning shot. Miller grabbed the command console. "All power to engines. Get us out of here." The Intrepid turned to escape, but the alien ship was faster. 3 more energy beams hit them. Explosions rocked the ship. "Hull breach on decks 3 through 7. Garcia shouted over the alarms. "Life support failing." Miller hit the ship-wide communication. "All hands abandon ship. Get to escape pods now." Crew members ran through smoking corridors. The ship was breaking apart around them. In the chaos, Lisa Garcia grabbed Captain Miller's arm. "Sir, we need to save the scan data. The people back home need to know what happened here." Miller nodded. They downloaded the ship's data to a portable drive as the bridge filled with smoke. They reached the escape pods as another explosion tore through the ship. Miller made sure Garcia got into a pod with the data. Other crew members filled the remaining pods. "Launch all pods," Miller ordered from the final pod. The small vessels shot away from the dying ship. From their escape pods, the crew watched as the U.S. Intrepid broke apart and exploded. The alien ship turned toward them. "Evasive maneuvers," Miller shouted through the emergency communication link. The alien vessel fired again. 3 escape pods disappeared in flashes of light. "Scatter. Maximum thrust toward Mars." Miller ordered the remaining pods. The alien ship chased them for a short while, then suddenly turned and moved away at incredible speed. It vanished into deep space. Only 4 escape pods survived. They limped toward Mars colony, carrying the first humans to ever meet an alien species, and the last to see the U.S. Intrepid. 2 weeks later, the survivors reached Mars. They brought terrible news. Aliens were real, and they weren't friendly. Humanity's peaceful exploration of space had ended. A new era of fear and preparation for war had begun. 6 months passed since the attack on the U.S. Intrepid. Life on Earth changed. People looked at the night sky with fear instead of wonder. The United Earth Space Force put all ships on high alert. Training centers filled with new recruits. Everyone knew war was coming. In the main conference room of Earth Central Command, Admiral William Carter played the recording from the Intrepid's data drive again. The room was silent as they watched the alien ship fire without warning. "This is clear evidence," Admiral Carter said. His voice was firm. "The Selnar fired first. We tried to communicate peacefully." The Earth Council members looked troubled. 12 men and women from different nations sat around the large table. They carried the weight of humanity's future on their shoulders. Council leader Sofia Rodriguez spoke first. "Some say we should try to communicate again. Maybe it was a mistake. A mistake that destroyed our ship and killed 47 crew members." Admiral Carter asked. His fist hit the table. "I was friends with Captain Miller for 20 years. We understand your pain," Council member Raj Patel said. "But we can't match their technology. The survivors' reports say their ship moved faster than anything we have." The room's door opened. A woman with red hair tied back in a tight bun walked in. She carried a tablet computer and looked tired, like she hadn't slept in days. Chief Engineer Olivia Dunn. Admiral Carter introduced her. "She has something important to share." Olivia touched her tablet. A 3D image appeared over the table. It showed plans for weapons unlike anything the Council had seen before. "For the past 3 years, I've led a secret project," she said. "We've been working on advanced defense systems. We never thought we'd need them so soon." Council member George Howard leaned forward. "You built these without approval." "I had approval," Olivia said, "just not from the full Council. Some members felt we needed to be prepared." Arguments broke out around the table. Some Council members were angry about the secret. Others wanted to know more about the weapons. Admiral Carter raised his hand for silence. "It doesn't matter now. What matters is that we have options." A young officer rushed into the room without knocking. His face was pale. "Sir, we've received a transmission," he said to Admiral Carter. "From the aliens." The room went quiet. The officer connected his device to the main screen. An image appeared. It showed a creature with blue-gray skin and 4 eyes. Its voice was translated by a computer. "People of Earth, we are the Selnar Imperium. Your solar system now belongs to us. You have 60 Earth days to prepare your surrender. Any resistance will result in your extinction." The message ended. The council room erupted in noise. "They want our whole system," Rodriguez said in shock. "And they're giving us an ultimatum," Patel added. Admiral Carter turned to Olivia. "How soon can your weapons be ready?" "Not soon enough," she admitted. "But there's something else." She showed a new image. It was a massive ship design, bigger than anything humans had built before. "Project Leviathan," she said. "A warship with all our new technology. We started building it in secret on Europa after the Intrepid incident." "How close is it to completion?" Carter asked. 3 months, maybe less if we put everything we have into it." The room's mood shifted. For the first time, there was a small sense of hope. A different officer entered with another report. "Sir, our deep space scanners have detected a large fleet entering the outer solar system. At their current speed, they'll reach Mars in 3 months." Council leader Rodriguez stood up. Her decision was made. "We don't surrender. We fight. Give Engineer Dunn whatever resources she needs, and may God help us all." Admiral Carter nodded. "We have 3 months to prepare for war." Outside the windows of Earth Central Command, the sky was clear and blue. People walked and talked, not yet knowing that in space, an alien armada was coming to claim their world. Their time of peace was ending. The greatest fight in human history was about to begin. Deep under the ice of Europa, Jupiter's moon, humans had built a secret base. The massive underground facility housed Project Leviathan. Workers moved day and night. Welders sent sparks flying as they attached armor plates. Engineers tested systems. Everyone worked without breaks. Commander Ryan Bennett watched from a high walkway. He was in charge of the project. A tall man with a serious face and short brown hair. He had not slept more than 4 hours a night since the Excelnar ultimatum. "Will she be ready in time?" asked a voice behind him. Ryan turned to see Dr. Patricia Coleman, the lead engineer. Her lab coat was dirty with grease and her blonde hair was messy. She had been working on the ship's main power system for 30 hours straight. "She has to be," Ryan said, "or we all die." They looked at the massive ship below them. U.S. Leviathan was huge. It was 4 times larger than any previous human vessel. Its black hull absorbed light. Weapon systems covered its surface. It looked like a predator ready to strike. "The fusion drive is still unstable," Patricia said. She rubbed her tired eyes. "If we push it too hard, it could explode." "Keep working on it," Ryan said. "We have 6 weeks left before the Excelnar reach Mars." In another part of the base, Major Samuel Wright stood before a group of officers. A map of the solar system glowed on the screen behind him. "The aliens outnumber us 10 to 1, he said. His voice was calm despite the bad news. "Their ships are faster and more powerful than anything we have except the Leviathan." "So how do we fight them?" asked one of the officers. Samuel smiled slightly. "We don't fight fair. We use tricks they won't expect." He showed plans for unusual battle tactics. The officers looked surprised, but then began to nod as they understood. "These might work," one said. "They have to," Samuel replied. In the simulator room, Lieutenant Nickel Edwards practiced flying a new fighter craft. The small, fast ships would support the Leviathan in battle. Nickel was the best pilot in the Earth forces. She had dark skin, short black hair, and quick hands that never missed a control. The simulation ended. Nickel removed her helmet and saw her score. Perfect again. "Not bad," said a voice. It was Ryan Bennett. "But can you teach others to fly like that?" Nicole nodded. "Give me pilots. I'll make them ready." Ryan looked at her seriously. "You have 3 weeks to train them." At the core of the base, Patricia Coleman and her team prepared to test the Leviathan's main weapon. The quantum disruptor cannon was based on alien technology they had studied. It was powerful but dangerous. "Power at 60%, called out a technician. "Targeting system locked," said another. Patricia watched the readings carefully. "Fire the test shot." Energy built up in the massive cannon. The lights in the base dimmed. Then a bright flash came from the weapon. For a second, it seemed to work. Then alarms screamed. Red lights flashed. "Power surge." Patricia shouted, "Shut it down." Too late. Part of the weapon exploded. 3 engineers who stood nearby were killed instantly. Others were hurt by flying metal. Ryan ran to the scene. He looked at the damage with horror. "How bad is it?" he asked Patricia when he found her treating a wounded technician. She had a cut on her forehead. Her eyes were sad but determined. 3 dead. "The weapon is damaged, but not destroyed. We can fix it." "How long?" 2 weeks, maybe less if everyone works double shifts. Ryan nodded and helped her stand. "Make it happen." News of the accident spread through the base. People were scared, but they didn't stop working. They had no choice. The Excelnar fleet moved closer every day. In his private room, Ryan looked at pictures of Earth. Green forests, blue oceans, cities full of life. Everything humans had built over thousands of years, everything they might lose. "We will not fail," he whispered to himself, "no matter what it costs." The Excelnar fleet entered Mars orbit. 30 huge ships moved into position around the red planet. Small human settlements on Mars sent emergency messages to Earth. Families rushed to escape ships. Not everyone made it out in time. From Earth Central Command, Admiral Carter watched the evacuation on screen. His face showed no emotion, but his hands gripped the edge of the table tightly. "How many people are still on Mars?" he asked. "About 2,000, an officer replied. We can't get more ships there in time. On another screen, a message appeared. It was from the Selnar commander. The alien's 4 eyes stared coldly at the humans. "Your time grows short," the translated voice said. "Surrender now and some of your people may live as our servants. Resist, and all will die." The message ended. The room was silent. Vice Admiral Alicia Sanchez stood up. She was a short woman with gray hair and fierce eyes. She had fought in Earth wars before becoming a space officer. "We need more time for the Leviathan," she said. "I have a plan." Her plan was desperate. A small force of Earth ships would attack the Selnar fleet near the asteroid belt. They could not win, but they might slow the aliens down. "It's a suicide mission," Admiral Carter said quietly. Alicia nodded. "I know. I will lead it myself." No one argued with her. They all understood what had to be done. In another room of the command center, Zachary Powell worked alone. He was a communication expert with thick glasses and quick fingers. For weeks, he had studied the alien transmissions. Now he noticed something strange. "They keep mentioning humans specifically," he said to himself. "Not just as enemies, but something else." He rushed to Admiral Carter with his discovery. "Sir, I think the Selnar are afraid of us," he said. "Not our weapons, but something about humans themselves." Carter looked doubtful. "They're destroying us. That's not fear." "It's in their language patterns," Zachary insisted. "They use words for humans that also mean ancient danger or returning threat, like they've heard of us before." Before they could discuss more, alarms sounded. Vice Admiral Sanchez's fleet was launching. 7 Earth ships, the best they had, moved toward the asteroid belt. The U.S. Defender led them. On its bridge, Alicia Sanchez gave her final orders. "We fight until we can't fight anymore," she told her crews. "Every minute we give Earth is another minute for the Leviathan to prepare." The Earth ships reached the asteroid belt. The Selnar sent 15 ships to meet them. The battle was fierce but one-sided. Earth vessels fought bravely. They destroyed 3 alien ships before being overwhelmed. The U.S. Defender was the last to fall. As her ship broke apart around her, Vice Admiral Sanchez sent one final message. "Earth must stand. No surrender." Of all the ships in the battle, only one small vessel survived. The stealth corvette U.S. Shadow, commanded by Lieutenant Tracy Howard, hid among the asteroids. Its special hull absorbed enemy scans. The crew watched in silence as their comrades died. Tracy was young for her command. Her hand shook as she ordered her ship to remain hidden. "Record everything," she told her crew. "Earth needs to know how they fight." For 2 days, the U.S. Shadow followed the Selnar fleet, gathering information on their movements and weapons. Then they slipped away, racing toward Earth with their valuable data. When they arrived, Lieutenant Howard reported directly to Admiral Carter. "Their ships have a weak spot," she said. Her eyes were red from crying for her lost friends, but her voice was steady. "Where their engine connects to the main hull. Our weapons might break through there." Carter nodded. "Good work, Lieutenant. This information will help." He paused. "The Selnar main fleet has changed course. They now head directly for Earth. We have 8 days left." Tracy looked at the planet through the window. Her home. Everyone's home. "Is the Leviathan ready?" she asked. "We're about to find out," Carter replied. "I just given the order to deploy." The Europa base was in full emergency mode. Red lights flashed. People ran through corridors. The order had come. Launch the Leviathan now, ready or not. Commander Ryan Bennett stood in the command center. Engineers reported from all sections. Main engines at 87%. Weapon systems at 90%. Life support fully functional. Shield systems ready. Ryan took a deep breath. "Begin launch sequence." A voice spoke from the doorway. "Who's commanding her?" Ryan turned to see Admiral Carter on the video screen. The Admiral looked tired. "Captain Daniel Montgomery will take command," Ryan answered. Whispers spread through the room. Daniel Montgomery was a famous name. 10 years ago, he had disobeyed orders to save a colony ship under pirate attack. He saved 500 lives but lost his command as punishment. Now they needed his skills again. "Is he ready?" Carter asked. "He's the best pilot we have," Ryan said. "And he's not afraid to make hard choices." Carter nodded. "Launch when ready." On the surface of Europa, massive ice drills activated. They cut through the frozen crust, creating an exit path. Deep below, the U.S. Leviathan powered up. Its engines glowed blue in the darkness. Captain Daniel Montgomery walked onto the bridge. He was older than most officers, with a weathered face and sharp eyes. The bridge crew stood at attention. "At ease," he said. "We don't have time for formalities." He sat in the command chair and looked at the status screens. Navigation Officer Christopher Boyd. "Plot a course to Earth. Maximum speed once we clear Jupiter's gravity well." "Yes, sir," Boyd replied. He was young but skilled. Communications Officer Karen Wilson. "Maintain radio silence until we're in attack position." Wilson nodded. She had bright red hair and quick hands on her console. "Engineering, give me everything the engines have," Montgomery ordered. Dr. Patricia Coleman's voice came through the speaker. "The fusion drive is still not stable, Captain. I can give you 80% safely." "I need 100%, Montgomery said. "Find a way." Overhead, Europa's ice cracked open. Water vapor froze instantly in the vacuum of space. The Leviathan rose slowly from its hiding place. The ship was massive and black. Its weapons ports were closed, making it look smooth and deadly. As it cleared the surface, its engines flared bright blue. "We're free of Europa," Boyd reported, "setting course for Earth." The great ship accelerated. Inside, crew members felt the pressure as artificial gravity struggled to adjust. Equipment shook. Warning alarms sounded in several sections. "Power fluctuations in the main drive," Coleman reported from engineering. Her voice was tense. "Stabilize it," Montgomery ordered. "I'm trying," she answered. The ship shuddered. Lights dimmed, then came back on. "Drive stabilized at 95%, Coleman finally reported. "That's the best I can do for now." Montgomery nodded. "It will have to be enough." In the communications center, Karen Wilson monitored alien transmissions. She wore a headset that translated Selnar language in real time. Suddenly, she sat up straight. "Captain, I'm picking up increased communication between Selnar ships. They're calling for reinforcements." Montgomery frowned. "Can they detect us?" "I don't think so," Wilson said. "They seem to be responding to reports from their advanced ships. Something has them worried." "Good," Montgomery said. "Let them worry." The Leviathan passed Jupiter's orbit and picked up speed. Earth appeared as a small blue dot in the distance. Around it, tiny lights showed the positions of the Selnar fleet. "How long until we reach attack position?" Montgomery asked. 18 hours at current speed, Boyd answered. Montgomery studied the tactical display. The alien ships were forming a blockade around Earth. They expected an attack from the remaining Earth forces, but they were looking in the wrong direction. The Leviathan would approach from behind the moon, hidden until the last moment. "Tactical Officer Jason Green," Montgomery called. Green looked up from his station. "Sir." "Study the alien formation. Find their weak point." Green nodded and began his analysis. Montgomery looked at the view screen showing Earth, his home. He had been away for 10 years. Now he was returning to either save it or die trying. "We'll get one chance," he said quietly. "One surprise attack. It has to count." The U.S. Leviathan moved silently behind Earth's moon. Its special hull absorbed light and radar, making it nearly invisible. Inside, the crew worked in low light. They spoke in whispers even though no one in space could hear them. Captain Montgomery studied the enemy fleet on his screen. 65 alien ships surrounded Earth in a tight formation. Their weapons were pointed at the planet below. "Tactical analysis complete," Jason Green reported. The largest ship in the center appears to be their command vessel. Montgomery nodded. Good. That's our primary target. Sir, Communications Officer Wilson called. Admiral Carter is requesting a secure channel. Put him through, Montgomery ordered. Admiral Carter's face appeared on screen. Captain, the Selnar have issued their final warning. They demand our surrender in 1 hour or they'll begin bombing our cities. We'll be in position in 40 minutes, Montgomery said. Just hold them off a little longer. Good luck, Captain. Carter's image disappeared. Montgomery turned to his crew. Final checks on all systems. We'll only get one chance to surprise them. Navigation Officer Boyd plotted their course carefully. They would swing around the moon and appear suddenly in the middle of the alien fleet. Course laid in, sir, he said. In engineering, Dr. Coleman made final adjustments to the main weapon. The quantum disruptor was fixed after the test failure, but still dangerous to use. Weapon charged to 80%, she reported. Any higher might cause an overload. It'll have to do, Montgomery replied. The minutes ticked by slowly. The crew checked and rechecked their stations. This was the moment everything depended on. All hands to battle stations, Montgomery ordered finally. Prepare to engage cloaking device. The Leviathan's experimental cloaking technology activated. The ship vanished from sight completely. Cloaking stable, Boyd reported. Beginning approach. The massive warship moved from behind the moon. It accelerated directly toward the center of the alien fleet. No alarms sounded on the alien ships. They didn't see the Leviathan coming. We are in position, Boyd said after several tense minutes. Montgomery took a deep breath. Disengage cloak and fire main weapons on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. The Leviathan appeared suddenly in the heart of the Selnar fleet. Before the aliens could react, the quantum disruptor fired. 3 alien ships were hit. They didn't explode but simply fell apart as the weapon disrupted the bonds holding their molecules together. Direct hits, Green shouted. Chaos erupted among the alien ships. They turned their weapons toward the unexpected threat. The Leviathan fired again, destroying 2 more enemy vessels. All secondary weapons, fire at will, Montgomery ordered. The human ship unleashed everything it had. Missiles and energy beams shot in all directions. More alien ships were damaged or destroyed. But the Selnar recovered quickly. Return fire hit the Leviathan hard. Shields at 60%, Coleman reported as the ship shook. Montgomery gripped his chair. Target the command ship. Full power to forward weapons. The Leviathan turned toward the largest alien vessel. Both ships fired at the same time. The human ship shuddered under the impact. Shields failing, Coleman yelled. But the alien command ship was damaged too. Its engines flickered and parts of its hull were breaking off. Prepare boarding team, Montgomery said suddenly. The bridge crew looked at him in surprise. Sir, Green questioned. We need their technology and information, Montgomery explained. This is our chance to get it. Marine Commander Michelle Reeves answered the call. She led a team of 20 soldiers in special space armor. They gathered in the launch bay. We'll board the command ship through the damaged section, she told her team. Grab any data storage devices and alien tech you can. Then get out fast. The boarding pods launched from the Leviathan, heading for the wounded alien ship. They attached to its hull like small metal bugs. Michelle's team cut through the damaged hull and entered the alien vessel. They moved quickly through strange corridors. The air was breathable, but had an odd smell. They met resistance. Alien soldiers fired strange weapons at them. The humans fought back and pushed forward. Michelle reached what looked like a control room. Alien symbols flashed on screens. Download everything, she ordered a tech specialist. As the data transferred, Michelle noticed images on one screen. They showed humans, but not modern humans. The pictures seemed ancient. Captain, she called over the radio. I think we found something important. The Xelnar have known about humans for a very long time. News of the Leviathan's attack spread quickly across the solar system. Human outposts that had been occupied by Xelnar forces heard the news through secret channels. Hope began to replace fear. On Mars Colony, a small resistance group led by engineer Frank Peterson received the message. The Leviathan has engaged. Stand ready. Frank looked at his team of 20 colonists. They were not soldiers but ordinary people, doctors, farmers, teachers. For weeks they had hidden in the old mining tunnels, planning. It's time, he told them. Earth is fighting back. Similar groups on other colonies prepared to act. They had hidden weapons and makeshift explosives. Now they moved to attack Xelnar supply depots and communication centers. In space, the battle continued. The U.S. Leviathan floated among the wreckage of destroyed alien ships. Its hull was damaged, but it was still fighting. 7 Xelnar vessels had been destroyed, and others were pulling back to regroup. On the bridge, Captain Montgomery received updates from all sections. Main engines operating at 50%. Shields at 30% and failing. Weapons systems still operational, but overheating. Montgomery wiped blood from a cut on his forehead. During the battle, an explosion had thrown him from his chair. Status of the boarding team, he asked. Commander Reeves reports they've secured the data and are returning, Wilson answered. They've encountered heavy resistance. The view screen showed the alien command ship. It was severely damaged, but still operational. Its remaining weapons were powering up again. They're targeting us, Green warned. Evasive maneuvers, Montgomery ordered. Boyd tried to move the massive ship, but the engines responded slowly. The alien vessel fired. A powerful beam hit the Leviathan directly. The bridge exploded in sparks and smoke. Crew members were thrown to the floor. Emergency lights came on as main power failed. Damage report, Montgomery called through the chaos. Dr. Coleman's voice came through broken speakers. Direct hit to the command section. Multiple hull breaches. Engine power failing. Montgomery tried to stand but couldn't. A metal beam had fallen across his legs, pinning him to the floor. Sir, First Officer Andrea Peters rushed to his side. She had been at a rear station during the hit. I'm trapped, Montgomery said through gritted teeth. You need to take command. Peters hesitated for only a second. Yes, sir. She stood and began giving orders. Get medical teams to the bridge. Boyd, keep us moving. Green, target their engines with whatever weapons we have left. The Leviathan fired its remaining missiles. They struck the alien ship's engine section. The Xelnar vessel lost power and began to drift. At the same time, the boarding team's shuttle returned to the Leviathan. Commander Reeves led her soldiers back aboard, carrying alien equipment and data drives. We lost 5 people, she reported to Peters, but we got what we came for. Dr. Coleman was waiting in the science lab. She connected the alien drives to human computers. The translation program is working, she said as information appeared on screens. This is incredible. The data showed that the Xelnar had encountered humans before. Not modern humans, but ancient ones. According to Xelnar records, a highly advanced human civilization had existed thousands of years ago. These ancient humans had defeated a terrible enemy that even the Xelnar feared. The Xelnar think we're the same humans, Coleman said in amazement. They believe we're rebuilding our old power. Peters studied the information. They attacked us because they're afraid of what we might become. She turned to communications. Wilson, notify Earth about this discovery and tell them about our status. In engineering, Coleman made another important discovery. While studying the alien technology, she found a weakness in their shield systems. Their shields operate on a frequency we can target, she explained to Peters. If we modify our weapons to match this frequency, we could disable their shields with much less power. Do it, Peters ordered. The remaining human forces received word of the Leviathan's partial success. Small Earth ships that had been hiding began to move. They headed toward the massive human warship's position. On Earth, Admiral Carter watched the tactical display as the scattered human fleet came together. "The Leviathan showed us it can be done," he told his officers. "Now we finish what they started." Earth shone blue and white against the blackness of space. Around it, the final battle for humanity's future began. The damaged U.S. Leviathan led a ragtag fleet of human ships. They faced the remaining Selnar vessels in Earth orbit. From her command chair, First Officer Andrea Peters, now Captain Peters, studied the tactical display. The Leviathan had been repaired enough to fight, but it was still badly damaged. "All ships report ready," Communications Officer Wilson said. Peters nodded. "Begin attack pattern Alpha." The human ships split into 3 groups. They approached the alien fleet from different directions. The Leviathan moved straight toward the center enemy position. On Earth below, Admiral Carter watched from command headquarters. Engineers had worked frantically to build defense platforms based on the new information about Selnar shield weakness. Now these platforms floated in low orbit, ready to fire. "We're detecting new energy signatures," an officer reported suddenly. "Multiple ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel." Carter's heart sank. Selnar reinforcements. 20 new alien ships appeared behind the human fleet. They were fresh and undamaged. The humans were now caught between 2 enemy forces. "We're surrounded," Green reported on the Leviathan's bridge. Peters remained calm. "Continue as planned. Focus fire on their shield frequencies." The battle erupted with brilliant flashes of energy weapons. Human ships fired at the exact frequencies Dr. Coleman had discovered. Selnar shields failed much faster than before, but the aliens had numbers on their side. 3 human ships were destroyed in the first few minutes. The Leviathan took heavy fire from both directions. "Shield generators failing," Coleman reported from engineering. "Hull integrity at 20%. Peters gripped her chair as the ship shook. "Keep firing. We need to break through to their command ship." In the communications center, Wilson worked frantically. She had been studying the alien language patterns since the boarding mission. Now she tried something desperate. "Captain, I think I can establish direct communication with their high commander," she said. "Do it," Peters ordered. Wilson sent a signal on a special frequency. The main screen flickered, then showed the face of the Selnar leader. It had darker skin than other Selnar, and 6 eyes instead of 4. "Why do you contact us, humans?" the translated voice asked. "Your defeat is certain." Peters stood tall despite her exhaustion. "We know why you fear us. We know about the ancient humans." The alien leader's eyes widened slightly. "We found your records," Peters continued. "Humans once defeated an enemy that threatened the entire galaxy, an enemy even the Selnar couldn't stop. The Devourers," the alien said. "Your ancestors drove them back into the dark between galaxies, but that was long ago. You lost that knowledge." "We are rebuilding," Peters said, "but we don't need to be enemies. The Devourers might return someday. We should stand together when they do." The Selnar was silent for a moment. During the pause, more ships were destroyed on both sides. The battle raged around them. "Prove you are worthy allies," the alien finally said. "Show your strength." Peters nodded to Green. "Now." The Leviathan fired its main weapon at full power. The quantum disruptor beam hit the High Commander's ship, but didn't destroy it. Instead, it precisely cut through non-essential sections, showing perfect control. At the same time, the Earth defense platforms activated. They didn't target the alien ships, but created a protective shield around the planet. The message was clear. Humans could fight if needed, but preferred to protect rather than destroy. The alien leader made a strange gesture with its 4 arms. "Cease fire," it ordered its fleet. Slowly, weapons on all sides powered down. The fighting stopped. "We will talk," the High Commander said. "If you are truly the descendants of those who defeated the Devourers, then perhaps this galaxy has hope." 3 days later, Captain Peters stood in Earth's Grand Council chamber. Captain Montgomery sat nearby in a hover chair, his legs still healing. Admiral Carter and other leaders were present as the peace treaty was signed. The Xelnar High Commander pressed its hand to a glowing panel. We recognize Earth and all human colonies as sovereign territory. We offer technology exchange and defensive alliance. Earth's council leaders signed in return. We accept friendship with the Xelnar Imperium. Together we will prepare for whatever threats may come. Outside the chamber, crowds celebrated in cities around the world. The war was over. Humanity had proven itself. On a view screen, the U.S. Leviathan floated in orbit. Workers were already repairing its battle damage. Soon it would lead a new fleet. Not a war fleet, but one of exploration and discovery.